Hey, what's going on? It's Caesar here, and I just finished reading this great book, Sell It Like Serhant by Ryan Serhant, and it was a phenomenal read. Ryan, like myself, is a real estate professional, and this is probably one of my favorite books I've read in sales and real estate as well, because he just talks about so many of the issues I deal with day to day. It hits home, and he gives you a lot of practical things you can start implementing right away, a lot of systems that you can start doing right away to improve your business, and I loved reading it. So I'm gonna do a quick book review, and if you want to grab your own copy, I put a link to Amazon below so you can grab it, and let's get to it.
Give me every time.
Alright, so for those of you who don't know who Ryan Serhant is, he's a real estate broker out in New York. He has multiple shows on Bravo. He has $1 Million Listing, Sell It Like Serhant. He has a YouTube blog. He has a huge audience, but he's still a very genuine person, and I could feel that through reading his book. And like I said before, what I love about this book is that he gives you a ton of practical things you can start doing right away. And not only that, he gives you systems to support those things he's telling you so you can start implementing everything. So I'm gonna give you some of my takeaways from this book, and let's get to it. One of the great things I took away from the book is that you gotta have balls. And you gotta have as many balls as you can, and you gotta juggle these balls. See, each ball represents a business opportunity. And the more balls you have, the more opportunity you have, the more business you have, and the more money you're gonna make. And in sales, like any other industry, sometimes deals fall apart. Sometimes you can't control them. And Ryan does a great job in telling you why you shouldn't dwell on these things too much. You shouldn't blame yourself. You shouldn't think about it too much, because the more balls you're juggling up in the air and the more balls you have in the air, the more business you're gonna have. Business is infinite, so continue to juggle as many balls as you can. Other thing I took away from Ryan's book is that he'll do everything in his power to keep a deal together. And he talks about it in a chapter. One day he just received a cold email from somebody, a buyer, trying to buy an apartment in New York. It was kind of spammy, he didn't know who this person was, but he continued to follow up anyways. Eventually he got the wire for the down payment of this apartment, but when it came down to close the deal, this guy did not show up. He would not respond to emails. Ryan had no idea where he was. So Ryan decided to fly all the way to France to keep the deal together, which is crazy. You know who this person was. He could have been dangerous, could have been a drug dealer, I don't know. But he did that, he made the deal happen. And that's a huge takeaway for me, because that happens a lot in our industry as real estate professionals. The deals are a roller coaster ride, and sometimes a lot of people, including myself, we give up too early in the deals. So definitely I learned that I should do whatever it takes to keep the deal together, because that client ended up doing more business with Ryan and made a ton of money just in commissions, just following up and making the deal happen. A phenomenal system I took away from the book is the 3 F's. Ryan calls it the follow up, follow through, and follow back. And this is something you can start implementing right away. So the follow up is pretty much following up with anybody, just like in any sales job, but you want to do it consistently and forever, pretty much until the client dies. So that's what Ryan does. Now, the follow through is pretty much following through with everything you said you were gonna do. If you told the client you were gonna email them, make sure to follow through. If you said you were gonna show up for an open house, be there. So you gotta follow through with everything you say, be accountable, and this will make wonders in the future. Now lastly, the follow back. This is a chance for you to reconnect with the client after the transaction has been made. So if you close the transaction and 6 months later it's the client's birthday, make sure to reach out. This will get you back that connection you had, and will put the ball back in your court. So phenomenal system to start implementing right away. Another great system I learned from Ryan's book is the finder, keeper, doer system he talks about. And like he said, in sales, you always have these 3 stages, right? The finder stage is when you have to lead gen. You have to create new business. You got to look for new business, whether it's cold calling, door knocking, direct mail, whatever it is. You always need to be finding new business, and you got to make sure you put that in your day every day, because if you stop doing that, the deals will stop coming in and you will stop making money. Now, the keeper stage is pretty much the busy work he talks about, whether it's paperwork, things that just need to be done with sales. And eventually, he talks about this is probably the least important one. You can outsource or hire somebody to help you with that. And lastly, the doer is pretty much everything that you need to do to make the deal happen. For example, in our industry as real estate professionals, we gotta take care of contingencies, home inspections, appraisals for the deal to happen. So those things need to be done, and as a sales professional, you always wanna have finder time and doer time, because if not, you'll stop generating business. And I love that system, and it's great to implement if you're a salesperson. Also, I have a system myself. You can check the YouTube card for my do, doing, and done whiteboard. Pretty much it's a way to keep track of your projects and even your buyer and seller leads if you're a real estate professional, so check that out. And to close out, it's a phenomenal book. Like I said, it's an easy read, very practical, a lot of things to implement right away. And I may be a little biased just because I'm a real estate professional myself, but I think it's a great sales book in general. There's a lot of things that you can take away in any industry you work for. I've not only been in sales in real estate, I've done door-to-door sales, I've done retail sales, so I could see some of the things he talks about, me being able to apply it in those jobs that I've had in the past. And please make sure to grab your copy if you would like to read it. I think it's a phenomenal read, especially if you're a real estate agent. And please let me know if you know of any other sales books that are like this one, that are very practical, have a lot of good stuff, not the basics, because every book talks about the basics, but I'd love to hear about any book that you know of. And thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful, and hope to see you soon. Peace.
Give me